everyone. We're back with Behind the Boost. Today we've got Ryan Cook here. He works and helps agencies and overall executives with their ghostwriting and teaching him a ton of things. We'll get into that. I want him to explain his story, and he'll probably be able to do it a lot better than I can. But Ryan, thank you so much for being here today.
Stoked to be here. Yeah, thanks for the invite, Nick.
Oh, absolutely. Now, Ryan, where are you from, man?
I grew up in Alpine, Utah. Currently living in Lehi, Utah with my wife and baby.
Dude, that's awesome. How old is your baby?
He just turned 2.
Oh, man. Are you sleeping, or is your wife unhappy with you because you are sleeping?
We got him on one of those sleep training courses when he was 5 months old. And ever since then, he's slept for 13 hours a night. It's actually incredible.
Gosh, what is this sleep training course? I missed out on
something. Yeah.
Dude, that's great, man. That's great. And tell me about your 2-year-old.
Yeah. So his name is Arlo. He loves dragons. We took him to go see How to Train Your Dragon a couple of weeks ago, and it just blew his mind. He'd never been to the movie theater before. Gave him popcorn. When it was over, he said, more?
Yes.
So, yeah, I've just been talking about dragons ever since. Most of our games we play with him revolve around that.
That is so cool. There's nothing like, I've got 5 kids. There's no, I'm collecting them at this point, but I've got a 2-year-old, and there's nothing like seeing pure joy off of something that sometimes we see as so trivial, right?
Yeah.
So that's beautiful. So you grew up here in Utah. Tell me about you growing up, and Utah's got this amazing culture of entrepreneurs, business owners, and ultimately just some dang good salespeople. Tell me about your growing up here in Utah.
Yeah, so I'm oldest of 4 kids. Had a great time growing up. My parents, we didn't have a farm, but randomly our house had a barn and a big area for raising ducks and chickens and goats, and we just had the time of our lives back there. Every night, all the neighborhood boys would come over, and we'd have these awesome Nerf battles. Usually like 20 boys chasing each other around. I went to Lone Peak High School, and that was when they were winning all the national championships. It was awesome. Served a mission in Chile, Concepcion.
Okay.
And then, I went to BYU. I was an adjunct professor there for a little bit of marketing. And now here we are running this ghostwriting agency.
That's beautiful. Now, being a professor at BYU, you've been able to see a lot of people who are successful and a lot of people who have a lot of dreams that don't make it. My first question would be, what is the difference? What do you think is the reason why some people make it and some people don't?
Before you have done your time in the business world, I think we think that you need this lightning in a bottle idea, and that's what's going to give you financial success and freedom. You need to think of the next Facebook or Tesla or what have you. But increasingly, I believe that that's not it at all. I think that success is more about the quality of the relationships around you. Like, how smart are your friends and those people who you just passively exchange thoughts and ideas with? That's a big part of it. I think it comes down to a set of habits, right? If you're unhappy, unhealthy, or just have a difficult life, it's really hard to have financial success. I think that's a big part of it. And then I think it also comes down to how bad do you want it? Some people are cut out to be entrepreneurs more than others. And that's not to knock on people who aren't, because being able to be a good employee is just as impressive of a skill. But being an entrepreneur is being able to dedicate your something for hours and hours a day for years that doesn't pay dividends, not quickly, not discernibly. And a lot of people just don't really like that idea.
I agree. I think half the time, the average person doesn't want to get up and do something that makes themselves uncomfortable. When you're comfortable with where you're at, often you don't move, right?
Yeah.
Stagnant water goes bad. But when you're able to get up and do something different and change your tomorrow, that's when you get that drive and you get that idea of, I can do this, I can do something, different. And sometimes that can be born out of, okay, I was dyslexic, or, oh, you know what, I needed to provide for my family, and this is how I was able to get to the next step. And oftentimes it comes out of, pure necessity of getting out of it. But you grew up here in Utah and you've got this amazing opportunity, but you became a professor. How was it being a professor? Did you like it? Did you hate it? What were your thoughts there?
Oh, I loved it. Yeah. I did that for 8 semesters. And actually this month, I guess we're in September now. Here we are. This is my first time not teaching at BYU for 4 years. So I'm pretty bummed, honestly. I wish I had time for it, but it was great. It was just one class every week. For me, it was a total of 5 to 10 hours per week. And for the students, they would just show up for an hour and 15 minutes twice a week. And it was awesome. I feel like I've just so lucky to know the things about marketing and business that I am. And I wanted to pay it forward because ultimately I got my start with marketing in a class like that, just taught by a young guy at BYU, and it totally changed everything for me. So it was really cool to go back there and offer that to them.
That's cool. And you are right. Often when it comes to the marketing world, there's a lot of young people who have that energy, who are breaking down barriers and finding different ways for customers and agencies to be found, right? And I think it's great if you can get some of that energy into these schools. I know that whenever I've heard of, often when we're selling SEO, we'll say, okay, if somebody says they went to school for SEO, I'm automatically going to say, you know what? I don't think that's the best move because Google's already changed their algorithm like 10 times before they printed that book, right? But if you could get somebody with some real life experience and an understanding of what they're doing, you can create and change some worlds there in the school side. So you left school though. Tell me what made you decide, you know what, I want to step away and focus on this business that you've got.
Well, I was able to juggle it for a while. Before I was specifically in ghostwriting, I was just a general marketing agency. We did primarily social content, ads, and SEO. And I wasn't trying to aggressively grow it. So I found a reasonable amount of free time. The only way it was growing was through referrals, which was great. Wasn't as fast as I wanted. And with that, I felt like I had the time for it. So that worked. But about a year ago, I rebranded Quartz Marketing to be Ghostbird. And as I've done that, I've just become unbelievably busy.
Okay.
So yeah, it was really born of necessity.
That's beautiful. Now tell me about Ghostbird. What are the services that you provide?
So 2 things. First is books. A book is an incredible way to have someone trust you and feel like they know you and look up to you. If you can write a book and have someone read it, that could be 10 hours that they're spending in your thoughts. And that's a pretty big deal if you think about it from a marketing standpoint, like how hard we fight for just 3 seconds of someone's attention with a TikTok video or a post. So that's the first service. Really love doing that. Second service is LinkedIn posts. We work with executives, primarily executives who are running businesses that make 7 figures or more. And we help them get leads because the truth is that a lot of these executives don't have time to post on LinkedIn. And it's just a crime because they have, thousands of connections they've built up over the years. People who would love to hear their thoughts and ideas and buy from them if they knew what they sold, but they're just kind of leaving it be. So we turn that asset into a growth engine for them.
That's beautiful. And you're really just harnessing those contacts that they've already built up over time and just marketing to those contacts. And then if somebody who's, in their contacts clicks or comments on side of those links, then that it gets passed on to other people within their own. That's beautiful.
Exactly.
That's beautiful. Tell me this. I mean, LinkedIn is a powerful opportunity for people to, reach audiences that they never thought they could reach. What are your recommendations for a basic start on LinkedIn? I know that, for my son's 21, he's like, oh no, I think I need to get a LinkedIn.
Yeah.
All the way up to executive. What are some of the things, the basics inside of your world?
Yeah. Let's talk about that. So depending on how aggressive you want to be, I think there's a couple paths to choose from.
Okay.
If you're not someone who has a business set up that immediately makes you money as you grow on LinkedIn, you probably don't want to be posting every single day. If you do, then great. If not, I think that it's just good to post at least once a month if you can hack it. There's kind of a sweet spot there because you're still slowly growing. You're still kind of staying top of mind with people, and you're also being recommended for people to connect with you. And that's an excellent way to just set it up so that when the day comes that you are trying to get more leads for B2B or whatever, that you already have a really strong foundation of followers to build on. You don't want to be someone who is silent for 10 years and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, if I had 10,000 people following me on LinkedIn, I can be making a lot of money right now. It's better to prepare for that. So comment on people's stuff, engage, accept connections. That's kind of the low effort version that works well for a lot of people. If you're someone like me who is trying to grow as fast as you can because you've proven that you can make money there and get leads from LinkedIn, man, just post as much as you can. As with all marketing, it's the magic is really an iteration, right? The more you iterate, the more you're going to win. So don't show up and just post stuff that you think of in 3 minutes just for the sake of posting, because if you give your followers the impression that that's what you're doing, they'll tune out and stop liking your stuff. So only post something that could be a home run. But yeah, the more you do that, the better. And also with all social media, this is something that I used to always preach to my students. Follow the golden rule, right? Do unto others what you would like them to do unto you. Don't expect everybody to repost yours and send you nice notes and text you about how they liked your thoughts or comment if you're not doing that for others. And it's just a nice way to get out of the scarcity mindset as well, because it's kind of embarrassing to post on social media wherever you post and whoever you are. Like, there are going to be months and probably years where your posts don't do that well. And everyone is going to see your posts and they're going to say, oh, there's Ryan trying to be an influencer. And my friend was literally telling me this, and she has like almost 200,000 followers now. And she says, for the longest time, that was me. It was just embarrassing, but you really just got to keep showing up. So keep going, and remember that it's about relationships. There's not some magical formula for amazing ideas or thoughts that make people follow you. It's really comes down to lots of people know you and they like you. They know what you believe, and you've just had these little interactions with them on their posts and on your own and in your DMs. I think that's where the real growth and progress exists.
I agree. And I think if we treat these platforms also as we get rid of the stigma of, okay, who I am online is different than who I am today, right? That's what we need to avoid. Is we need to make sure that we are as authentic online as we are in person. And we are, like you were saying before, we're connecting with people who make us better online as well. And if you can do that and you can show off and be authentic, people will say, okay, you know what? Ryan is a friggin' influencer. Ryan is doing these things and he's saying things in a specific way because he's consistently saying these things, which is really cool. Really, really cool. Thanks for tuning into part 1 of our conversation with Ryan Cook. We'll be back in part 2 with more insights on niching down, building trust online, and growing a modern agency.